Hello everyone. So this is Hero Mukbang, ASMR, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, we have here a salmon, smoked salmon. I'm a big fan of salmon, and so we got Irish butter, we got Irish cheese, and we have this salmon right here. There's two different ones, and this one is this one's the Scottish. This one's the Scottish salmon. This one is the Atlantic salmon. I'm going to be trying both today and see how it goes. Also, I have honey as well. I was looking for Scottish, Irish honey or UK honey, native to the area, but I couldn't really find it, so I went for clover. There's a lot of 4-leaf clovers, 3-leaf clovers in that type of area, are known in their mythology. And so I just went for the clover. I mean, there's too much of a hassle to find online or find in the store. I couldn't find anywhere, so I went for clover. Close enough, right? Yeah, I got some butter in there as well. So, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we not? Oh, man, I have fasted for about, well, usually I fast 16 hours usually. I go for an 8-hour window eating, and yeah. But anyways, what the hell am I talking about, right? I want to eat and I'm hungry. So let's get this. Well, usually how we approach this is we usually don't use a knife or a fork. We usually just grab it by our hands in our childhood. But it doesn't really matter. Maybe I should make it more professional, I thought, and just cut it this way, I suppose. Because it's raw, but it's smoked salmon. It was smoked, so technically it's kind of cooked, right? But you see, the thing is, when it's smoked, it kills all of the things, and it has that more of a raw, delicious flavor to it. Okay. That was a bit small. Let's get a bigger piece. Oh my god. That is good. That is delicious. Man. Okay. Well, let me show you guys how I do it. Just grab it. Like it's sushi or something, right? Usually we'd have cream cheese, but I didn't have cream cheese, so store's closed anyway, so might as well try something. There's something different about that. There's something way different about that. The cheese is so rich, but buttery and nutty flavor to it. It adds such a perfect combination to the salmon. Anyways, let's try a little bit of butter with that as well. Butter. I never really tried butter with salmon. I tried cheese, and cheese is always the best option, but you never know what's gonna go good with new combinations, Some butter with that. Okay. There's definitely something going on in there. Oh man, that is madly good. That is just madness right there. Let's get into this. Camera focus. Mix the butter and honey together, shall we? Because I know this is absolutely delicious. So my father, right? He would always smoke salmon, not like the literal smoke where you smoke it, but cook smoked salmon, right? He would do it in the smoker grill, and it would take about maybe 3 to 5 hours. Depends how long you want to do it. Depends how much the texture you want it to be and how good it wants to be, the flavor. Usually we do 2 to 3 hours at most. And so when he makes this, man, it is the absolute bomb. He always used to make smoked salmon, and it's the thing about this is that when you buy the actual, you know, package, right? It's way different when you do it homemade. It's way different. Because I think these come from Alaska, and I watched this documentary and about them doing smoked salmon, and it was just like this salmon, but it was never the salmon that that modern people do in their backyards, other than Alaska, but yeah. And so it grew in the family line, and I just grew up with smoked salmon. Usually put honey on it or different seasonings, but mostly honey is what we went for. Let's put some of this honey and butter on here. Personally, okay, for you guys out there that are fish lovers, I'm not a fish lover, but I'll tell you what, man. Smoked salmon is way different from just any cooked fish. It is like completely different mindset. It's a completely different experience. Oh, man, okay, this is gonna get this in a way. Oh my god. That is... One second. Oh, must have been a piece of the butter wrap. But man, that is top notch. That is madly good. Damn. This thing is coming at me like a truck. This is delicioso, I'm telling you. We gotta add more of this stuff, man. I gotta have another bite. Man, that is way different. I've never had honey and butter together on salmon. But I have had cream cheese and regular cheese. But man, this is definitely a new experience for me. And by the way, guys, I made a video earlier today of eating chocolate cake. The video was corrupt, it never got posted today, so I had to do another video, fish instead. It sucks, but I mean, hey, those times come and you learn from it, and those times are gonna come for almost anyone who tries to attempt, things like this. So it is what it is, and hey, you gotta tolerate it. You just take it on and you leave the past behind you, right? Well, that is way different than expected. Honestly, I couldn't expect anything more delicious than this when you add honey and butter to salmon. Has anything to do with smoked salmon? Man. Oh my god. I'm just madly in love with this now. Anyways, guys, let's get to the Atlantic salmon. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this. It's so rich. As you guys can see, the Atlantic salmon. Now, I've never tried the Atlantic smoked salmon. I've had the Scottish salmon, so you're gonna see how this goes. And yeah, bon appetit. Okay. Turn this around. Wow, that is a completely different, not a completely different, but it's about a half different from this, from the Scottish salmon. The Atlantic salmon has more of a silver flavor to it. Well, not like a silver, but like a metallic flavor with added of a hint, very slight hint of like sweetness, natural sweetness to it. I read the ingredients. There was only hickory smoked wood on it. There was no sweetness to it in the ingredients. But man, this is different. This is really different, guys. Anyways, I recommend getting this. I recommend getting any smoked salmon. It's always the best. Butter without. Something's going on there. Madly good. Like madness is rolling and swirling, melting in my mouth everywhere. I can feel it around. It's so good. The texture of it is amazing. Nothing can compete. It's like no other fish can compete against this. Or recipe, as I should say. But man, this is absolutely already destroying my taste buds. The goodness of it, the madly goodness is. Let's get some more in there, show. Okay, you know what, just to make sure, because last video it cut off, I didn't even know the mic did, but let's see if you can actually hear this. Testing, yeah, well, it actually works. Thank God my video is not going to be corrupted. We'll see about that. Anyways, this salmon, I rate this a 9.5 out of 10. Man, you have got to try this, guys. Anyways, if I were to make something like this, it would practically be impossible. You have to have an Alaskan expert to do this for you. Because this is like going to one of those wealthy restaurants that serve you a freaking $300 plate of just a slab of fish. I mean, this is what it's like, and especially adding the ingredients, you know, butter and cheese and honey. I couldn't compare this to anything else I've had, other than fried duck at a Thailand restaurant, I guess. But man, this is the good stuff right here. So anyways, you know, this reminds me the cheese here, because today, right, today I went to go get the cake, and I was looking at the cheesecake, and so it reminded me of when I was 13 or 14, something like that. And so I was with my mom, right? And we went to church that day, early in the morning. Well, I wasn't actually with my mom, actually. It was with my cousins. It was a Sunday morning. And so we went to church. And so the church would leave free desserts, free food in the front entrance and the inside daily every Sunday. Anyone can just come by and pick it up. You can literally just walk in there and just take anything, and they won't even notice. But I mean, it was for free. It was just like, it was donations, right? So one time, later that day or later that morning, let's swap it up. So later that morning, I saw a cheesecake. I was like, hey, haha, just went for it, right? And so I was getting all hyped up for it. I had a slice. It was pretty good. Now later that night, or later that day, when it came soon to night, I went with my mom to a Mexican or Spanish or Hispanic, however you want, however you say it. We went to a Mexican church later that night with my mom, because I'm a mixed race. I'm half white, half Mexican, if you guys didn't know. Anyways, yeah, so later that night we went there. I was waiting for the be over already, because usually as a child you're not really interested in that type of thing, right? Sitting there on a Sunday night, looking at the priest, hearing music. Anyways, I had the sugar rush craving too, right? The sugar rush craving, and so I went to church secretly, my mom knowing, and so I went into the car and grabbed the cheesecake. Got the cravings. So that night, I ate slice after slice of cheesecake. Okay. And I kept eating it until I ate all of it. All of it. Like literally every crumb of it. That night, I got so sick. And basically, I went back inside the church and I was gagging, man. My stomach felt weird. I was like, not hallucinating, but like being nauseous. And so that's good. Later that night, being nauseous, right? And so I almost threw up. And basically, the next day, I felt kind of sick. Well, later that night, I also felt kind of sick. I wasn't sick, but I felt sick, like I ate too much cheesecake. Ever since that day, I never ate cheesecake ever again. It's like one of those things, you know, like your mom or your dad makes you eat broccoli when you were a kid, and now it's stuck in your head, right? And it's stuck in your head, and so you'll never eat broccoli again for the rest of your life. You gag when you look at it, you smell it, or you're trying to take a bite of it. You just gag. It's like it's in your head, it's stuck in your head. And that's what happened to me. So I'll never eat cheesecake ever again. There's no way I could just look at it. Every time I look at a cheesecake, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. But it is what it is, right? You know what? Let's try. Okay, let's. We're gonna add this Atlantic salmon with the Scottish salmon. I'm gonna Mix it up here a bit. Mix up the game here a bit. People. Okay. Sorry about the You can't blame me. Okay, you can't really blame me. It's too good. Anyways, we're gonna try the Scottish and the Atlantic salmon. We're gonna add some butter on there too, shall we? Of course. Well, actually, let's take away the butter and try see what it tastes like first. Oh man. Okay. It makes like a mixture of where it makes it taste regular at the same time, but I don't know if there really even is such thing as a regular smoked salmon, unless you make it yourself. But in the package, it's all right. It tastes just about the same, I guess. Anyways, let's try. Okay, that was a small bite. Let's try both at the same time again, but with butter. Get this together. That is way out of line. That's off the charts. That is delicioso. Sorry about that. Anyways, that is ridiculously good. I can explain more, but let's try both with honey and butter. Honey and butter. Wait, why am I even putting it right there? It is what it is, right? I mean, hey, just like Shakespeare said, shit happens. And I can successfully do this. Just gonna put that apart, separate that. Come on, don't want to get too messy here, folks. If I can get this just to get together, please. Okay, that's something right there. That's definitely something different. Let's try cheese. Oh no. Let's add some of that in there too. That is the bomb. I would definitely recommend doing this, guys. is Hero ASMR, and thank you. Bye bye.